give you a little kind of vlog update on what I've been working on here in between my normal video series. So let's take a look at what's on the bench. So this here has been my my main project, and it's something that I'm building to replace a slightly aging printer that was going to take about as much work to replace worn out linear bearings and things of that nature as it was to just print something new. And this is the fuse box. You can find the design on Thingiverse. I'll put a link in the description down below. And this is a Core XY machine. So if you can imagine, these two motors control both X and Y together. And this is the X and Y axis here. And there's a clever belt mechanism that crosses through bearings here and here, through bearings here and here, and the combination of simultaneous clockwise and counterclockwise rotation of both motors allows the head to be moved in both axes. It tends to be very fast and efficient movement, and allows for a moving mass that is pretty lightweight, so it'll be interesting to see how well this performs. Cantilevered bed for now. We'll see what happens in the future. I may do a few modifications to actually make this supported in 3 spots, but as it is, it's very smooth motion, and I'm sure it'll print fairly well right off the bat. So getting ready to put finishing touches on this, just waiting on a couple parts to do the final assembly, and I'll probably do a video actually on this machine in a little more depth in the future. Over here is my trusty yet bruised and battered CTC 3D. This is a ultra cheap replicator dual clone with the dual extruder heads, and what I have done with this is I've actually swapped out both of the quasi Mark 8 heater blocks with E3D V6 heater blocks, and E3D V6 nozzles. On the left here I've got a standard 0.4 brass, and on the right here I've got a 0.4 plated, actually, which is got some gummy filament on the end there. So I wanted to give this a try to see how these heater blocks performed, and it's been an interesting experiment thus far. They have heated up faster and been more stable actually than the typical larger heater blocks, even though the larger heater blocks come with the fiberglass insulation. So that's been interesting, and I think I'm going to continue using these because they work pretty well, and the depth of the block means that it's easy to swap in E3D V6 compatible nozzles without having to worry about the thread length as it relates to the heat break length. So that's been working out pretty well. It seems like maybe the throats run a little bit hotter since they're fully threaded, as opposed to being only threaded at the tip. I don't think they're making quite as good of thermal contact with the mounting block up here. But I print primarily PETG and ABS on this, so it's not that big a deal. But I'll probably investigate it a little bit further and see if maybe I can put an M6 nut on the throat and then tighten it up to the block, and see if we can't improve conduction off of the throat onto the heater block a little better that way. And then finally, those of you who came here from the Monoprice Select Mini Group know I've been doing quite a bit with this little guy recently, and I've got some orange ABS on the spool right now. It's been printing great. This is my 40mm cooling fan that, ironically, I actually don't usually use with ABS, although I was printing some rather small parts and I just didn't spend the time to swap it off for my ABS fan, which forgoes the cooling nozzle. Things that I'm working on this guy with, or thinking about at least, is this significantly higher CFM and pressure capable squirrel cage type fan. What I would like to do is come up with a universal cooling solution that allows this this fan output, which is controlled by a FET, to be used just for layer cooling, so it can be controlled via the software, turned on, off or on, and then run a second 12-volt line from the inside that's just tied to the power supply for the Hotend fan, and then have a shroud design that is able to pack it all in there nice and tight so we don't have too much both mass and volume on the Hotend. So we'll see. It's been a bit of a challenge just due to the weight and bulk, even though this is a relatively small squirrel cage fan as they go. But we'll see if something good comes out of it, hopefully, because swapping fans, while not horribly difficult, isn't the most convenient thing ever, and it'd be really nice to be able to have actual configurable layer fan speed, so it doesn't have to be full on or full off. And then the final thing I wanted to mention is this Gaffer's tape I've been trying out, and I heard Gaffer's tape mentioned quite a while ago as a bed adhesion solution. I just hadn't gotten around to ordering some. In fact, I'll throw the link to the Amazon product page down below if you want to try it out. But what people had been saying who had used Gaffer's tape was that it had a similar high grip texture, kind of like blue tape. However, it was significantly more durable and actually stuck better to the glass or substrate. I'm using glass underneath than blue tape did at temperature, and when it was subject to the forces from something like ABS, which when it wants to curl can often stick to the tape, the blue tape, but peel it right off the bed. And so far I've been really pleased. It's extremely durable. Everything sticks to it very well so far. I haven't had anything peel yet, and certainly nothing that's been able to peel the tape off. And I've used it with both a little bit of Purple Elmer's glue stick as well as just the tape. And I would say for PLA, really all you need is the tape. I think if you wanted to do large ABS parts, you probably still want to use a little bit of glue. Not a lot, just a little bit. So I've been pretty impressed with this. I think I'm going to keep using it and probably try it out on some of my other printers as well. Alright folks, thanks for watching this little vlog. I'm going to have more normal videos out pretty soon. I've got a follow-up to my final, I believe it'll be final, Advanced Cura Settings video series. Now, Cura just announced a 2.3 beta, but I'm not going to try to cover those features until it's a fully released version, in case anything gets pulled out of there or any of those features get changed. So those features are very cool, and if you're familiar with Cura 2.x and have seen the beta, you'll know that there's some pretty powerful features coming down the pipe. And then the final thing coming up is probably going to be an Onshape design tutorial for getting started with using Onshape, which is a browser-based professional design suite. It's very powerful and yet fairly streamlined and easy to kind of get rolling with. You don't get bogged down with menus or options or settings. You can just kind of get right in there and start modeling. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys again soon.